So we're going to work with this program called Fieldscope today, and it's web-based. Fieldscope is customized for student use, and we designed it for about 8th grade use. Okay, so there are these scaffolds built in there for students to use. And it has the geospatial data visualization and some analysis in there. We have student data in there as well as professionally collected data. And it's very user-friendly. And because it's user-friendly, it's very user-powerful, meaning people can get on there and use it pretty easily and quickly. So here's an example of data. So all these little dots are student data points. These are, this is information that students have uploaded. And when you click on a dot, and up pops this information about water quality data that these students have collected. When you log in, you get these 2 extra buttons here called Add Observation and Add Photo. You can add observation just by clicking on the map, and then you fill in your data here. It's all very, it's a lot like Facebook, I would say. So you just click on it, enter your data. You can also upload a photo. And again, it's just like Facebook. You go and you choose a file to upload. You can write any notes about what happened there.
But that's only if you are logged in, so you have to create an account.
That's correct.
So in order to create an account, then you have to have an email address.
Yes. So I would recommend as a teacher that you create your account, an account for yourself, and then you'll get an email, an automatic email, and you have to confirm that you're a human being, so you have to click in, and then you'll be all logged in. There's no cost to it. And then students can log in using your account name and password. Your password, I would make it something like, 5th period or something like that.
So I could have multiple students log in with the same login at the same time?
Yes. Yeah. So here's an example of a photo that's been uploaded, and we don't really have any policy on, whether or not you can show kids' faces or whatever. It's whatever your school's policy is. I like this photo because you can see kids doing something really interesting, but you can't really see their faces. So right now I have land cover checked. So what you're seeing on the map is a map of the land cover. Okay, and this is all for the Chesapeake Bay watershed. You can tell this is Baltimore and DC right here. It's gray right there. I mean, usually when it's gray, it's pretty obvious there's a lot of impervious surface going on there, or pavement. And green usually means trees, right? But say you didn't know what it meant. So when you go to land cover and you click on the little eye, a key would show up telling you what all the different colors mean. This slide is showing an example of querying a polygon. So I clicked on query a polygon. There's a little question mark with a box around it. And I drew a polygon. And because I have land cover checked, it's telling me the land cover in that particular polygon. This is my favorite tool in the toolbox here, and this is FlowPath. So FlowPath, you can click anywhere in the Chesapeake Bay watershed, and it'll show you how that water gets to the Chesapeake Bay. And you notice this box along the left side pops up. Okay, and there's a tab here called FlowPath. And it tells you FlowPath 1, and the length of it is 444 kilometers. So it gives you the distance as well. So here, I like this particular example because it shows that water can flow north. A lot of students have a hard time understanding. I mean, they know that water flows from high to low, but for some reason they think north is high and south is low. But that's not always the case. So that's why I like this particular example here. If you wanted to know the distance as the crow flies, you can use the measurement tool and have students measure from here to here about, on that distance. This tool right here lets you delineate a watershed. So you can find out where your school is, and you can find the watershed for your school. And this is what I've done here. So this is the watershed for this particular point right here. It's a big watershed. Not all watersheds are this big. And it's all based on elevation. So I've delineated that particular watershed. That in and of itself, that's kind of neat, so you know what watershed you're in. You can click the information button and see the name of that watershed if you want, see how it's classified. But this becomes a little more interesting. So remember that query polygon thing in the toolbar? I clicked on that, and then I clicked in my watershed. And because I had the land cover layer checked, it's giving me the land cover in my watershed. So you could find your particular school and then find what the land cover is like in your watershed. And that might tell you a lot. Like for example, in this particular watershed, I'm looking for impervious surface. There's not a whole lot of impervious surface. So it's mostly deciduous, classified as deciduous forest, 48% actually, 48.5%. And it also gives me the area as well. And then a lot of it's pasture hay, and then the rest is low intensity urban. So very little urban land features in this particular watershed. One other tool or layer that we have that I thought you might be interested in is it's called this Chesapeake history layer. And it's Chesapeake in 1507 and Chesapeake now. And so you know, the legend has it when John Smith was exploring the Chesapeake Bay, he was really looking for an east-west passage to connect the Chesapeake Bay to the Pacific, which he never found. But so he's going up all these tributaries, and if you can imagine, before all this development happened in the area, it was pretty swampy. So he's going up all these little tributaries, and in order to make sure that he didn't go back up the same tributary, legend has it he put up these little crosses. Okay, so that's what we have here to symbolize these different areas. And what you can do is you can click on the cross, and you can get audio information about what the area was like back in the 1500s and like today, so students can compare. So if you have ESL students or students that have a little bit of difficulty reading, they can follow along with the audio because it's all in print right here as well.